Hello Leos, what is up? Welcome to FlavoredVivid. For those of you guys new here, my name is Carissa. The way that I do my readings is intuitively. Let's jump right in. Leos, you've got somebody who is going to judge you way too quickly. They're going to be put in some self-reflection for their judgments against you. They really need to think first before they do this, okay? It could be in a friend group, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's a bunch of girls like around this girl here, and then trusted friend going behind your back to hurt you. Essentially though, Leos, with these new transits over the next few years, you guys are going to have major uprootings of basically your entire hi Elisa, hello love, your entire like friendship circle. And I mentioned this earlier in another reading, I believe it was Taurus, but don't get me wrong, so you could have Taurus in your chart here. But this is the start of it. Your boundaries are going to be huge, and your self-awareness here, tapping into your higher self, questioning patterns is going to be really big for you over the next few years, because you've got a lot of false energies that are around you, and you are a pure soul. You have these good intentions. You also have a true connection or calling with the divine. Like, you're going to have some clarity. Anything that's like unclear is going to become very clear to you. Okay. I feel like you are the type of person where you get rooted in like unconditional love. You're very accepting of yourself, of other people, everyone's humanness, and that is such a beautiful part of you. But other people like judge you. You know, you're overly confident. You're this. You're that. It's like they want to project their own shortcomings onto you, and that's going to be their own downfall. Card number 26 breaks down to the number 8, and the number 8 talks about patterns again. And I said that you're going to be paying attention to people's patterns and seeing things more clearly, maybe more clear than even they're able to see. Like, a lot of people don't want to see the truth here with the Hangman and the Upright. It's just like they're stuck in a certain perspective or a way of seeing things, whereas like you're able to see it more clearly. But I don't know, it's like you speaking your truth, you're being in your authenticity here, is going to deter people from you. It's going to take people out of your life, but it's also going to bring in a lot of new people here. Your social status is really going to change. You're going to be going to this like upward trend. So whoever's falling off, let them fall, okay? Like, it's not up to you to catch them. And I'm not saying this in a way to get arrogant. I mean, the card does say don't get arrogant here, but some of you guys could definitely become famous, or like you know, really known in like social circles, or in your town, your city, your workplace, because this is at work, you know. But these people who judged you too quickly, you know, again, it comes from their own lack within themselves. So let's go ahead and see what this is about here. Messages, please, for Leos. Messages, please, for Leos. Thank you. Throne, your potential is endless. Now, this card in particular talks about, it's shut up, and then the feather card again, the same card here, which talks about people judging you too soon. Your potential is endless. This is about people who project onto you. They, you know, don't want you to see your own potential. Let's go ahead and just read it from the book, actually. Card number 45. At the risk of sounding cliche, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You are a mighty queen, or king, okay, who is complex enough to be both gentle and valiant, just and magnificent, or any combination you ever long for. The reason that they tell you that you cannot have it all is because they're afraid you will become even more dangerous than you already are. These people always want to see you successful until you're more successful than them. People always want to see you doing good until you're doing better than them. And so you're dealing with a lot of individuals right now that are like, you're great and all, Leo, until you're greater than me, until I perceive you greater than me. They put you up on this like social hierarchy, right? And when they put you on the social hierarchy, they want to put themselves above you, or at least equal to you. So when you surpass them, that's a bad thing for them, not for you. Okay, it's their problem for putting you on a social hierarchy that you never partook in, right? And so, yeah, that's the energy that I'm getting here. Tell me about trusted friend going behind your back before I shuffle this out. Okay, Taurus or Libra energy. Eight of Cups in the reverse, Six of Wands in the reverse, and the Knight of Wands. This could be somebody that you travel with, you go out with, okay? It's like they minimize with the Six of Wands in the reverse and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. They minimize your achievements. You only got that because of this. You only did this because of this. It's like, or, oh, okay, like it's summertime right now, so everyone's like in a swimsuit, right? So it's kind of like you're just naturally skinny. You can just eat whatever you want to be that size or whatever, instead of like recognizing like, no, you just have a moderate diet, you keep up with your exercise, etc. People always want to diminish it, like, oh, well, you're only successful because you're famous on YouTube and da da da. And it's like, no, you think I'm famous. Like, I haven't reached the heights of where I want to be. Yeah, Taurus or Libra is showing up here very strongly with the Empress card, okay? So feminine energy. With the Knight of Wands, you could go out, you could adventure with them, you could, be out in public with them. But again, there's a way that they like minimize your achievements, okay? They downplay your achievements with the Six of Wands in the reverse. So this person is going behind your back. With the Eight of Cups here in the reverse as well, you could know this person for quite a while. Page of Wands here and the Two of Cups. See, you started as equals with this person. Okay, you did with the Two of Cups there, but then it's like you're surpassing them. You guys both started as pages, but now you have the wisdom of a king. Okay, you have the control of an emperor, right? An emperor is somebody who's in control of their life. They're seen as like a leader, a guide, a trendsetter in that type of way. And so this friend going behind your back to hurt you is doing so because they see you above them now. You started off as an equal, then you grew, you evolved, and now all of a sudden you're above them. They always want to see you doing good until they see you doing better than them, and that is the energy that I'm getting here. This person sees your potential, they see you on your throne, they see that you are limitless, that your potential is limitless, and they see that you're going to accomplish a lot more than they did for themselves, or they feel like they can do for themselves. Messages, please, for Leos. Messages, please, for Leos. In your favor, your haters are bringing you business, free advertisement, and then anchored in love. The worst part about this is you're just being your authentic self. When you're anchored in love, you're just like, this is just me, da da da, take it or leave it, right? But your haters are bringing you free business. Now, the reason that I did it like this, it doesn't mean that you have to be a business owner or anything. Yes, it says you deserve all the love that you put into this world on the bottom of the deck, okay? So call your power back from these people, number one. Always do little sovereignty. Sorry, baby, I just totally kicked my dog. Didn't know she was down there. You kicked my dog. Okay. But there's this energy here where it's like, your haters bring you free business, free advertisement, right? It doesn't matter if you run your own business or anything. What they're doing is they're bringing you more attention. And when they bring you more attention, these people come around because they're curious. They're like, wow, is this Leo as horrible as this person is saying? Are they really doing what this person is doing? And then they develop their own opinions for themselves because they're critical thinkers. They're free thinkers, And then they end up liking you. They end up liking the sauce that you're throwing out. They're like, what are you talking about? This person makes great spaghetti sauce, And it's like homemade. You're just jealous because you don't know how to make homemade noodles. Not that, maybe this is over noodles. I don't fucking know. I was just using that as a really bad metaphor. So, or example. But anyway, so just bringing you, no matter what, they're bringing more people around you, more people that are going to see your light, see your authenticity, see your purity, and they're not going to have bad intentions for you. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. So there's something about making a name for yourself, okay? An upward trend, climbing the ladder, possibly in regards to career, which is going to be really good for you. Messages, please, for Leo. I forgot who I was doing for a second, sorry. It's been a long day. Okay, rotten critic. There's always going to be somebody who wants to denigrate your greatness, what you're doing for yourself, where it's just like, okay, for example, let's say that you're a bartender, but somebody is an engineer, okay? They're like, well, you're just a bartender, so... And you're just like, yeah, but I make the money of an engineer. Like, I'm pulling in, $1,000 a night. You're making what, $2-3 a week, $4 I don't know how much engineers make. Well, kinda actually. He makes like 130K a year. So what does that break down to? It's probably pulling in like at least 6K a month. I don't know. I don't know math. Okay, I do know math, but I'm not gonna do it on the top of my head here. I'm too tired. Regardless, all right. I know bartenders that bring in really great money. They work like 3 days a week here, and they're bringing in 1,500, $2,000 a week on those 3 days. You know, there's different ways to make money. So you got somebody who's being a rotten critic, or it's just like, oh, you only got that because you've got tits, or you only got that because of this or that. You know, I went to school for what I did, or I did this. You know, it's like they want a way to kind of like bring you down. It's weird. Minimize your achievements. Minimize your achievements. Let's go ahead and see what we got for matters of the heart / love life for Leos. Matters of the heart / love life. Girl talk. Okay. That's good energy. So we've got you just living in the moment, having fun, again, showing up as your authentic self. I do feel like I'm talking to somebody who is very single right now, okay? Messages, please. Thank you. Retreat. Okay, Leos, I do see you spending more time with yourself, though. There's going to be some sort of like, or just spending time by yourself to reflect. Reflect on the past, your current situations, just kind of reflect on where you're at, where you want to be, and certain things that you're processing. It is the full moon. Yes, you're manifesting rapidly, so think positively is the card that came out there. It is a full moon tomorrow in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn moon specifically. Capricorns are big babies. That's what people won't tell you. I'm sure you've experienced it yourself, though. We are babies, okay? I always am crying. I'm always crying, all right? But there's a tendency to push down the emotions, and that's why we're always crying, because we let it build, we let it build, and then we just bawl, okay? And not like ball of shakala, we just like bawl like on the shower floor, and we just like cry and finally release it and let it out in private. So very emotional sign. However, it can be volatile in a sense, because again, it's a built up energy. So you could be releasing a lot during this full moon as well. Messages about this, please. Way too many cards. Messages about this, please. Thank you. 2 of Cups, first card out. You're definitely in your power here. Messages, please, for Leo. We've got the Devil card. You have the Star card in the reverse. Okay. You've got the Chariot card. Lots of signs. Temperance card. Okay, so we have Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Sagittarius. We've got 5 of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. Overall energy is the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Somebody wants to play victim in a situation that they have no right playing a victim in. Okay, you could be dealing with an Aries as well. You don't have to be. What I'm seeing here, though, is like basically you've been absorbing a lot of people's shadow energy for far too long. You're going to have better boundaries now. You're going to retreat. You're going to focus on your happiness. You're not going to take other person's rotten energy and like absorb it as your own. And I feel like you've always done that in the past here with the Star card in the reverse, which has brought you a lot of like disappointment. Okay, it's almost, I'm not saying that anybody stole your destiny, but it's almost like stolen moments in your destiny, okay, where it's like these could have been really pivotal moments in your life, but due to insecurities or projections that you absorbed instead of observed, it's like you took on that energy, and you're not doing that anymore. You're not going to do that anymore from this point forward here. It's brought you a lot of like loneliness and confusion, you know, and that's what I'm seeing here. So with your haters bringing you free business, again, there's a lot of projection. There's a lot of darkness that's being projected on you. There's a lot of darkness just in the collective right now, especially over the next like 6 weeks, and then people are going to be apologizing. Whether you actually physically get the apology or not, that's how it's going to be. Also, again, Leos, your entire life is really going to be shifting over the next like 7 years with Uranus. So, but that's just in a positive way. It's in a glow up way. So it's not anything bad. Like it can feel, you know, bad in the moment, of course, because you're just like, why is everything changing so quickly? Hi, Jackie. But yeah, it's like there's been a lot of disappointments here. With the Cherry card though and the Temperance card, I definitely see you finding balance and temperance within yourself, like knowing when to react, like knowing when to not, knowing when to set up a boundary, knowing when to not. You know where it comes from. It comes from a place of loneliness, of sadness, of like isolation, and that's how these people wanted to make you feel. They wanted to make you feel lonely or isolated or like bad about yourself, and there's nothing for you to apologize about. Like genuinely, everything on this table is not for you to apologize. What are you gonna apologize? Because you're tapping into your potential, like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry for seeing my potential and doing more with my life than you perceive capable of doing with yours. Like, I'm not going to apologize for your shortcomings. That's it's just bizarre, the energies right now. I see you being very driven and focused, and it's like somebody here wants to ignore. Okay, I want you to look at this. Well, it's going to show up backwards for you. Okay, I'm sorry, it's going to show backwards, so just know that, like, on my view, like when it's on my table here, you know, she's looking basically, or she's got her back, I'm sorry, to this Knight of Swords, okay? I hope it's showing up correctly. I'm using my front facing camera, so that sucks. Basically, it's like people want to ignore your drive. They want to ignore your ambition. They want to ignore your talents. They want to ignore, you know, everything good that you've got going for you, your focus, your determination, and they just want to wallow in their own shit. Genuinely. Like, she's sitting there looking out the water like, oh, my life sucks, blah, 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 while ignoring what you've got going on here. And it's like, I don't know. People really want to humble you right now. They really want to bring you down in some sort of way. And I feel like you're just being happy. Like, you could be hanging out with your girlfriends, okay? You know, just being happily single, living in the moment, like doing what makes you feel good. With the Nine of Wands in the reverse, so it's like what's going to shock people is that you're not clinging onto the past like they are. You know, you are the type of person who like, oh, that didn't work out for me. Time to move forward and do this instead. Oh, that didn't happen. Time to do this instead, you know? But it's like people want you to be a victim to their opinions of you. And that's where they judged you wrong. Like, one of my favorite things is like underestimate me. That'll be fun because I know for a fact that I am like a massive alchemist and I can always overcome everything. It's like, baby, ask my astrologers. I was supposed to die when I was 27. I am 35 here. Nothing's taking me out unless I say so. Like, genuinely, you know, I've already I've already had that opportunity here. It's not happening, okay? But it's like that type of energy where it's like they sorely misunderestimate you, okay? And it's because they look at you as maybe you're very attractive. Maybe you are very talented, you know. Maybe they perceive things as like you have it easy and blah blah blah. You just don't know what it's like to be me. So for example, okay, I got married very young and I went through a super abusive relationship. I was married for 10 years. We had 3 kids, okay? It would be like me hating my friend for choosing to be single and not have kids, okay, instead of being miserable like me and settling and having a bunch of kids with the wrong person. There are people that are like that. They are jealous because you don't settle, okay? And it's not right. It's just not right. I'm actually the opposite of that type of friend, though. I'm always telling my kids, I'm like, girl, he didn't, what? No. He should be holding open the door, okay? That is bare minimum. The flowers, bare minimum, okay? I'm the opposite. I'm always telling all my girlfriends, like, no, that's not gonna fly. No. Bare minimum. That's not even princess tree. Oh, you massaged your feet? Bare minimum. My wife does that. She was doing that last night. All right. I love being underestimated. Yes, hate love relationship. Exactly. Like, I hate that these people feel the need to project it, but at the same time, I love that I know I'm reliable. And that, you know, these people come from a place of misunderstanding themselves so much. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, the real Furious Pharaoh. I appreciate that. So, again, it comes from like such a dark place within them, and that's another like blessing and curse where it's like you can see that, you know, you're like, yeah, I've been there before, I've been lost before, you know. And so it it's like frustrating, but it doesn't stop their criticisms. It doesn't stop their judgment. Now, these same people that judge you, though, are ones that are going to have to give you your flowers at the end of the day. Okay, whether it's energetically or it's through the divine. Hello, he's just popping up in the background. You know, they're gonna have to give you your flowers, because with or without their support, with or without their love, with or without this energy here, you're still gonna make it. And that's the thing, is like, they feel like if I stop supporting Leo, then, or if I say this to Leo, that's gonna stop them. They're trying to plant rotten seeds because they're a rotten critic, right? They're trying to plant these things, and it's just not going to work. Again, it's not going to. They turn their back on the opportunities that they had. That doesn't mean that they're going to get you to turn your back on your opportunities, okay? So at work, there might be a lot of hate, or maybe they're hating on what you do. Okay, you could be a fucking stripper, baby. There's always gonna be a person hating on that. Good for you. First of all, you're basically being paid to do what low self-worth women do for free. Okay, so yeah, who cares? Do you, baby. I'm all for it. You do you. That has been around since the dawn of time. Jesus party with prostitutes. Okay, so we have no judgment here about that. Do you, okay? Get that bag. But you know, there's always gonna be somebody here that says otherwise, and like, you have no self-worth, and this so much better. Meanwhile, they like sell themselves for an older guy who can provide the bare minimum, which is stability. Okay, and you're like, okay, yeah. And by the way, I used to be a stripper. So, and a lot of my friends did back in the day, and I will let you know right now, all of them wealthy business owners, boss-ass bitches, happy in life, successful, smiling, not hating, okay? Because a lot of us, we know that that's just a stepping stone to where we want to be. It's not a forever life path. So, you know, that exactly, might as well get paid for it. Yeah, men are out here thinking that you're going to sleep with them, or not just men, people are out here in this world thinking you're going to sleep with them because they took you out for pizza. You took me to Olive Garden and now I have to put out? No. It costs more than a breadstick and unlimited soup and salad. Thank you. Kindly. You know, it's wild. Like, people's perceptions are so distorted. They don't know how to see the truth here. So, baby, I'm saying this to uplift all of you. Genuinely, you are so great. You are manifesting rapidly, so think positively right now. Don't let these people, be gentle on yourself and practice self-love affirmations, okay? Call upon your spirit guides to intervene as well. Women are so beautiful, so beautiful. Genuinely, I'm gay, so I love women though. I love women, I do. And I don't have to be gay to love women either. Like, I've always just, women are incredible, talented, limitless, all of it. Alright, but anyways, Leos, that is what I've got for you guys. Straight to the point here. Believe in yourself. You've got that, okay? The girl that gave you a lap dance was telling me about her business while doing the lap dance, and I was so fascinated. I love that, Elisa. Yes, I'm telling you, those queens have plans, okay? A lot of them are just paying for college, and then they're going to be your lawyer here when you fuck up royally in public. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever underestimate strippers or anything. Shout out to all the divine ladies across the universe, just because. Thank you, The Real Furious. Yes, shout out to everyone. And men, too, okay? I know that men are going through a lot right now, and definitely on the hot seat, too. Just humanity in general. But there's a lot of really powerful, wonderful women. So, fuck your haters. That's what I've got to say about this. Leos, I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye, Leos.